In my previous videos about creating successful photo shoots, I mentioned my sister Wati Grossman. She's not strictly a professional photographer as such, but has the technical know-how and has had decades in the fashion industry. As a fashion industry veteran, she's done so many shoots for women's wear and menswear, which happens to be her specialty, but also for her girls' wear label, Wati Design. She's one person I know with an incredible eye for composition, color, and angles. On set, what's interesting is that I see the best sides of Wati, her professional fashion industry persona, as well as her fun-loving, positive, and passionate sister side. She's very supportive of me even when I doubt myself, so you can always rely on her to make you feel fantastic. A very important thing if you're in front of the camera. In this shoot, my goal was to get photos I could use in my social media. As a Lululemon ambassador, each season I was given a set of wonderful Lululemon outfits and products to enjoy and wear. Wati's idea was to get me to move around a lot because this was not just her perception of me as a fitness industry expert, but she felt that I needed to have contrasting photos compared to many I already had, which were more towards the static or the stationary. She also got me to model, quote unquote, a bit more versus just going for yoga and karate poses. We got some good music going. We're both into 80s classics, and as you'll see from the photos, I did move around quite a bit. At the time of this shoot, I had done a pose workshop with the incredible supermodel Coco Rocha. She's a wonderful professional model who trains aspiring models of diverse backgrounds and experience levels, encouraging them to strike dynamic poses and embrace their bodies and their personalities. This photo shoot with Wati was a chance to practice some of the principles I had learned from Coco. One of the things I love about working with someone like a family member or best buddy is that I am super open to feedback. I can be myself, but I can also be a bit goofy as well. If Wati comments or tweaks my poses, I never take anything personally. It's all about getting the money shots and enjoying the process. We communicate well ahead of time what the actual goals are to ensure we're on the same page. So, communication would be tip number 1. Tip number 2 is be open to feedback, something I just mentioned. Wati has the expertise in posing and photography, so I'm always open to her suggestions and guidance during the shoot. Tip number 3 was a Coco Rocha tip. Know your angles. Experiment with different angles to find the most flattering poses for your body. Practice in front of a mirror to understand how your body looks from different perspectives. During the shoot, Wati guided me to experiment with my limbs, paying attention to the position of my arms, legs, and hands to create visually appealing shapes and lines. I learned from Coco to avoid stiffness by keeping my limbs relaxed and fluid. Tip number 4 was about not being shy about showing emotion. By that, I mean that what I learned from both Wati and Coco was show expression. Use your facial expressions and your body to convey emotion and energy in your poses. I know it's easier said than done, but I learned not to be self-conscious and to simply experiment with the camera by projecting confidence, playfulness, or let's say power, as the case may be, through my poses and getting feedback from Wati in real time. I'm a shy type normally, but not in front of Wati. She would give me cues like chin up, move to the side, more energy, give me more face, 3/4, relax your hand, etc., etc. So when there's a mission, I'm totally on it. I like being directed. During the shoot, you develop a kind of little shorthand vocabulary together, and when it's time to take a break, you always check the camera and learn in real time how to get better with your poses by listening to critiques and comments from the photographer. Which brings me to tip number 5, which is to stay flexible and adaptable. Be open to trying new poses and adapting to the photographer's direction during the shoot. Stay willing to experiment in order to discover unexpected and potentially captivating poses. You just don't know if you don't try and experiment and allow an element of adventure into the session. So go beyond your comfort zone, because that's where we learn. The next tip number 6, is a follow-on from tip 3 and 4. Play with movement in real time, but back it up with having practiced poses ahead of time. Coco encourages us to incorporate movement into our poses to add dynamism and fluidity to our photos. She suggests we experiment with walking, twirling, or gesturing to create interesting and captivating shots on set. Your homework, though, is to take inspiration from fashion magazines, runway shows, and from professional models to learn different posing techniques and poses. It's a really good idea as you do more shoots to replicate the poses that work for you and to expand your repertoire through trying things out. Lastly, an obvious but important tip is to stay relaxed and natural. Try to stay relaxed and natural during the shoot to capture genuine and authentic moments. This means eating a nutritious meal before the shoot and staying hydrated. Trust that your family member or your buddy will guide you to bring out your best self in front of the camera. Don't forget to also have fun. Remember to enjoy the process. Working with a family member can make the experience more enjoyable and less nerve-wracking, so have fun and create lasting memories together. I have to say, this is one of the most memorable shoots I've done with Wati, my sister, and it makes me really happy whenever I look back at these photos. Great learning, but great sister time as well. As always, please like and subscribe and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck for your next shoot.